Sibilance. Tissue?
No, thanks for asking.
They're surpassed.
Thanks for asking.
All right.
You got props on your shirt from James.
What was that about?
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
All right,
and
good.
deserved.
It's a mint look that I've been thinking about.
Thinking about ice cream.
So, we're hearing a lot of murmuring, I think, from fans that are a little concerned that
How dare they start 5-0 and score 45 points today? How dare they?
The offense isn't doing all the wonderful fireworks that they were last year. Is that pretty much the size of it? Is that what you're hearing?
Yes, and my take on that, Dave, is this team spoiled them last year.
Yes.
And it is, I don't know how, they somehow now have to exceed expectations, and then even then, maybe that might not
I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese every week.
I mean,
it's like they're all four. But I do understand.
Yeah.
And McSorley is not making a lot of great throws. He's just making a few. The wide receivers aren't always getting great separation.
Right.
Saquon Barkley is getting 50 and 60 yards rushing instead of 200 every week.
Correct.
And so I suppose some people are worried about Heisman. But, you know, it's 45 to, what was it, 45 to
45-14, yeah.
You know, over Indiana, and there was the outcome was never in doubt. So I don't know what you want. I think that's what it's about. What I would say is this team is more versatile.
They are.
That the defense and the special
teams,
they're
more well-rounded.
It's good news that the defense and special teams are carrying more of the load. Right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I mean, and they set the tone today. Barkley returned the opening kick. I helped have him back, and it finally paid off.
I still don't like Barkley returning.
But the punter and the punt coverage, and Irv Charles laid out that punt returner today to set up a touchdown, make it 21-0.
He's big. Yeah.
I mean, the defense has given up, I think, 6 touchdowns in 5 games. But the fact that Saquon Barkley did not have a big rushing game, and I think that Trace got sacked a lot,
7 sacks,
has got them a little upset. But I think, as we talked about, and as James talked about, the game isn't like what it was 5 years ago. It's about explosive plays. And you can be stopped. But at the end of the day, if you can get 8 or 10 explosive plays and dominate in the kicking game, there's a really good chance you're going to win the game.
Which is what they keep doing.
Yeah.
Now, Mike Gesicki hurt.
Yes.
It
didn't look good.
It looked like a rib injury to me, right?
Yeah, it didn't return.
We're speculating because that's all we can do at this point.
Yeah. That's significant if he can't play.
Yeah. Why?
Because, I mean, you really don't have to account for John Holland as a receiver. And that's one other defender, I think, that they can free up to either come after Trace, to use in coverage, or they want to. I mean, John Holland just isn't there yet. And Mike Gesicki is an NFL draft pick. And hopefully he'll only miss a game or two, but they're getting right into the meat of their schedule. So it just makes you wonder how teams will deploy now against Penn State's offense if they don't have to worry about it.
And not only that, but he's a matchup nightmare because he can go deep. He can go deep down the field, go up and get 50-50 balls, and they really don't have anyone like that right now.
To me, everything we talked about, I think is, you know, the fans can be upset if they want to, but explosive plays. To me, the most troubling thing that came out of this game is Tyler Davis cannot be trusted to make a field goal, and they're going to be in some close games. He was 4 of 8 coming in, so he's 5 of 11.
And we didn't have any snap or
he missed a 21-yarder.
We had no snap or hold issue.
This was a guy that was 22 of 24 last year, Dave, and they're going to be in some close games. And if they don't fix this really soon, it sounds like it's not a big deal. It is a big deal.
Yeah, he did make the 45-yarder after missing
because it was
21-yarder.
on a good hash right side.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So we're going to Northwestern next week, then a bye.
Yeah.
Northwestern had an interesting game, maybe got beat up a little bit in Madison. How do you see that playing out?
This one's going to be close. I really think it is. They have the kind of style, I think, that can give Penn State trouble. Penn State on the road, typically, you know, there's not that many blowouts on the road. Pat Fitzgerald has done quite well against James Franklin teams, even though this isn't the same kind of team. But there's an issue on the road, and they got a good runner. They got a decent quarterback. They were in it against Wisconsin up until the very end, and that's not an easy place to play either.
They fought back from 31 seconds.
I think this will be a fight all the way, and I think that I'm serious when I say they got to fix. They got to fix the field goal kicker because everything else largely is just doing very well.
So if they get through that in Chicago, they're halfway home to the bye week, and then a couple of very, very big ones after that.
Horrible.
So until Chicago, Illinois.
Love Chicago. Love Chicago.
Never a bad time in Chicago.
Love it.